project with Charlie White as Secretary of State.
Yeah.
You've appointed an interim. I understand that. I guess my specific question is, to you, do you have the power to I guess appoint, or will you continue on to your appointment if his convictions are amended to misdemeanors? And what is the difference in your perspective?
Yeah, Matt, it's complicated, depending on it. So if there's a vacancy in an office, state office, like Secretary of State, it could be through death, resignation, or in this case, then the Constitution is very clear, the governor shall appoint the replacement for the balance of the term. There's also a statute that says if any person is convicted of a felony, they are instantly out of the office. They can't serve. But if it were a misdemeanor, they would be they could serve. They'd be reinstated. So we're in this window. The jury has convicted Mr. White of 6 felonies. But the judge has set sentencing for about 2 weeks after. So he was out by operation of law, and I appointed not a career person, but a long-time, very professional, kind of non-political person in that office to keep things going until we find out. Our understanding of the law is very clear that if there becomes that vacancy, that is, if the judge keeps the felon in place, then it'd be my assignment to appoint somebody else that I would. There'd been some folks went to a court, a local court, got what we believe to be an incredibly bogus ruling. To the contrary, the Supreme Court's going to look at it, so we'll wait and see what they say. But our expectation is they'll read the law as we think is plainly written, and unless he's reinstated by the judge, I'll have to find somebody permanent.
How do you answer to his accusations that you committed voter fraud with the past 10 elections?
It's a sad situation with him. I won't say much more. I did choose. I paid my taxes and vote out the governor's residence. I'm the first governor who really didn't need you all to pay my rent, right? It's an interesting part of history. I'm the first governor who actually lived in Indianapolis. And so that turned out to be very handy, by the way. Governor's residence. I found out when I got to be governor, I found this was very common. And when you stop and think, it's not surprising. Even in good times, the last thing anybody wants to spend any money on is a residence for a governor, right? So they tend to just run downhill. So the one there in Indianapolis, it had water coolers all through the house. You couldn't drink the water. 1928 copper pipes. It had mice. It had mold. So the good thing is, since we didn't need, state youth to provide a home for us, my own home was commuting distance, then we were able to